When I left Houston, I had no idea who I was as a chef. I had no idea who I was as a person, as a brand. I just felt like I needed to know more. I needed to learn more. Houston was ready for me to do something, but I was not. I was coaching gymnastics before I made the career change. I had been trying to apply as a prep cook and I just couldn't get my foot in the door. I was hungry to learn, I was hungry for experience. I cooked for my rent. So yeah, I've been working for a long time. Finally got into culinary school, and then I worked as a pastry chef for the restaurant called Tiny Boxwoods, and that place pretty much catapulted my career. I won a Rising Star Pastry Chef Award from Star Chefs. I was nominated for Food & Wine Best Pastry Chef, opened up grocery stores, kissed babies, shook hands. Like it was a whole like presidential Houston run. Was asked to do Top Chef after the awards, and it was just a moment that like I literally could not pass up, even though I was super inexperienced. When I want something, I just go after it. And whether or not I fail or succeed, that's like irrelevant to me. It's more if I wanted a better outcome, what do I need to do? After doing Top Chef and just kind of seeing like that glimmer of the other possibilities of this world, I think that's one of the driving forces that like drove me to the next level of where I needed to go for my career, which was New York City. What do you think? Blood orange, passion fruit? Prickly pear, kiwi. So intense, I love it. So Andreas and I met in New York City through an old school fashion way of OkCupid. I kind of, in the back of my scheming mind, was like, he was a barista. He could run a coffee program. And I was like, okay, hold on to this one. When I'm the proudest or at my lowest, like, he helps me refocus my energy, and to be able to work with him in this business is kind of a dream come true. I don't think that New York was like my permanent home, but I knew after like getting the things that I want, i.e. my husband, that I was ready to leave New York. I was like, check, 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 let's go.
This is where we live right here. This is my brother Sang, second brothers Danny and Keith. And that's me.
Both of my parents are Cambodian immigrants, and so they came here as refugees during the war. It was an entire like cultural cleansing that was happening there. They were living in concentration camps, and a few million people basically got executed. I think my mom was in those camps for like 8 years, basically working in rice paddy fields. And then she came here to Houston. What influenced a lot of my decisions growing up was just being around the food industry in general. Being Cambodian, our Vietnamese nail salon equivalent was having a donut shop. It's kind of one of the reasons why I stayed away from pastries, to be quite honest, because I was just scared that I was going to become a glorified donut maker. People are telling me you can't really run away from your name, so it kind of takes me back to my roots a little bit. Cafeteria, it was my way back to Houston. That was kind of me taking back that moment and kind of just reclaiming it. I left and I learned all these things from all these amazing people and be like, look, I am ready now. Cafeteria is kind of like my Imaginarium. It's changed and evolved from a bake shop, coffee shop, into now a cafe. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. We're about to serve wine and beer as well. Everything is seasonal, local. For the first year and a half we ran Cafeteria, it was just me, Andreas, and Simone. It was like the most humbling beginnings. Now it's done so well that we're now in about 22 other coffee shops around Houston. It's nice to see the hard work pay off. I would love for people to feel at home when they come to Cafeteria. That's why we utilize old, repurposed furniture. Things that I found from estate sales, from resale shops, from charity guilds. Even our pastries get a second life. At the end of the day, when we don't sell the pastries, we collect them and donate them to second servings. You know, it's that idea that nothing has one purpose in life. Everything has multi-purposes. It gives us multi-layers to what Cafeteria really is and what Cafeteria has to offer. At the end of the day, it's always been about the process for me. I don't know how long we're gonna be in Houston. I don't see myself staying here like the rest of my life. But while I'm here, I definitely wanna leave this space and the scene better than it was. And I think that's ultimately the goal for Cafeteria. It's a whole journey.